1 week from tonight, the Republican Party will officially nominate their candidate for President of the United States. They'll also vote on the party platform, everything from terrorism to transgender bathrooms.
Our Gordon Dill will be in Cleveland all week for the Republican National Convention. He'll be watching the South Carolina delegates who aren't sure about Donald Trump, tracking the vote over party rules, and watching what are expected to be large and potentially destructive protests outside. Tonight, Gordon's here to explain some of what we will all be watching.
South Carolina will again send a very large convention delegation, 50 delegates, 47 alternates. They're activists, the kind of folks who chair a county party, lifelong Republicans like Joanne Burrows, who wear their allegiance on their sleeve. You may have voted in a Republican primary, but these are the votes that matter. Your delegation to Cleveland.
I've been shopping and thinking about it, and real excited about going.
This is going to be a lot of fun.
The Palmetto delegates are led by Lieutenant Governor Henry McMaster, the most prominent statewide politician to openly endorse Donald Trump before the primary, before that February vote in which Trump won all 50 of the state's delegates. But those delegates aren't necessarily Trump people.
I'm a Trump supporter. I supported a few other people, but you know, he's our nominee and I'm a Trump supporter.
The delegation includes the state director of the Ted Cruz campaign, and many of these delegates would still prefer Cruz or another candidate to Trump. Some telling 7 News they would prefer to vote their conscience than vote for the presumptive nominee. If the party unifies, it may not be because of Trump, but because of his Democratic rival.
As far as the selection of Donald Trump, he wasn't my first choice, maybe not my second or third or maybe even 10th choice, but any Donald Trump ticket is going to be better than a Hillary Clinton ticket.
You know, with 17 candidates in the primary, it's been rough to bring people together, but I do think that one of the best things about Hillary Clinton is she does unify Republicans.
That's another thing to watch in Cleveland, the Republicans who aren't feeling united. South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham won't be in Cleveland and won't vote for Trump. Neither will the last 2 GOP nominees, Mitt Romney and John McCain, or the last 2 Republican presidents, George W. and H.W. Bush. Meanwhile, outside the convention, dozens of protest groups have already announced plans to march in Cleveland, from Black Lives Matter to the Westboro Baptist Church. That's the Kansas group that shows up to picket soldier funerals. Last month, a federal judge cut the national security perimeter around the Quicken Loans Arena in half, which will allow those protest groups to get much closer to convention attendees. The city of Cleveland has a $50 million insurance policy to cover protest damage. Watch to see if things get out of hand outside and if the delegates can embrace each other inside.
I think in the end that the Republican Party is going to unify. I have faith in the Republican Party.
There's already been some disruption in the delegate committee that writes the party rules. Last night, South Carolina Chairman Matt Moore told me business was supposed to start at 8 o'clock this morning. It didn't because of delays that would allow private meetings between party leaders and a small group of Never Trump delegates who want to allow the full convention to vote on unbinding those delegates to vote for anybody they choose instead of being required to vote for Donald Trump. That delay lasted 5 hours today. We've been told that vote to unbind delegates will likely fail and Trump will get the votes he needs. But that's, of course, something we're going to watch for in Cleveland. Back to you.
All right, Gordon's live coverage begins on Monday, live at 5 from inside the convention in Cleveland. He'll be there live in every evening newscast all week long.